yeah, it was really weird because I'd gone to New Mexico, to go see my nephew, and I don't know, we had been outside, and I just had this really bad feeling. I knew that somebody was walking down and it's so crazy because I knew that somebody was on the other side, like walking down the sidewalk. And I will tell you that truthfully, I was high. I was. I had been in pain. I had, taken some edibles, and they were really strong. And so, at first I kind of chalked it up to that. And, but I could hear somebody walking, and every time they took a step, it was like the ground was shaking.
Oh, wow.
And me and my nephew and his girlfriend were all sitting outside, and the dog, Jet, he starts growling.
Mm.
Um, the closer whatever it was walking down the street, it was getting closer to us. I became just terrified.
Mm.
And so Jet came and started growling, and then he came and stood in front of me, and I I I have seen like a demon in my window, um, which actually I don't know. There's probably a connection with me being struck by lightning because you know, these things were happening before I actually got struck by lightning. But not to get off the subject.
No, no.
So
Good.
um, then I could hear these chains, like it was dragging chains or something. And my instinct was to get up
Mm.
and get inside the house. I was really terrified. And, but we all just sat there. Like nobody said anything. And as it got closer, I could hear it talking. And it was the weirdest, evilest voice I'd ever heard. And it finally got like right in front of us, but it was on the sidewalk, and there was a fence. So there were slats, like in between the boards. And I could see this glowing red eye. And I was like in a panic. The dog is growling really, really bad.
Wow.
And none of us could move. And I kept thinking, it's going to come in here. It's going to get us, you know? And then I'm like, no, no, I'm so high. I'm like, this isn't really happening. And then it started walking again. It was looking, and it was looking, and it was looking at me.
Mm.
And so, and I guess I should tell you that um, I had taken my bear. I am a bear dancer and a healer, and I had taken my bear. I had been praying for my friend, and there had been some things that had been going on even before I got there.
Ah.
And so um, it started moving. It started to walk off. And finally, I was able to move again. And we just all kind of looked at each other. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, and then I was like, I didn't even have any words. So, we kind of just went about back to what we were doing. We were hanging out and talking and everything. And so nobody said anything else. The next morning, my nephew, he brings it up.
Oh, wow.
He brings it up and he says, and he's a badass. He's not like a punk or anything. And he was scared.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, hold up, let's and I thought it was because I had taken those edibles that I maybe misinterpreted what was going on, but I hadn't. And so, he sat down and we started talking about it. And, he started sharing what he was getting off of it and that it was evil.
Mm.
And I realized after we talked that I had brought my medicine into the house and I had been praying for him. Like he was in a really bad way. And when he started telling me about whatever bad energy and stuff before I came, I realized that whatever it was sizing me up. Like
Mm. Wow.
I believe it came for him and his girlfriend. And it was not expecting me to be there. And that's why I was freaking out when it was looking at me, right? Because I was like, it's looking at me. And I just realized after that, like, it was sizing me up. So, I tell them, both of them, I said, it's going to come back. It's going to come back because I, like, threw it off course. I surprised it. Wasn't expecting me to be there. So, I did another smudging ceremony, and this time I went around the whole perimeter of the house, all the doors, the gate to come into the property and everything. And I think about 5 days later, it showed up again. And this time, and we were outside again, I could hear it coming. And it walked by. I could feel it on the other side, and it left real quick.
Oh
It
wow.
it didn't hang around. And so after that, I knew that, that we were going to be okay.
Mm.
And that, once again, like the powers of my medicine, my bear medicine were amazing, and I never saw it again after that. And but interestingly, when I talk to my nephew, he tells me that it's still in the neighborhood,
Oh wow.
but it leaves him alone.
Mm.
Like he says it will walk right past his house, and but he'll hear it like stopping at somebody else's place. So, you know, it's eerie, um, but I know that he's protected, and he said he hadn't had any other like interactions with it. But somebody in the neighborhood said that something was trying to attack them.
Oh wow.
And yeah, that something came, it was in the trees, it was something huge. Um, and that was just kind of really, really weird situation.